This is a HeadGum podcast.
Whoa. Not a good way to start a podcast.
That was your first choice for noises?
Yeah.
Oh.
Welcome.
That's a shallow bag of noises.
Welcome, everyone, to the Dynamic Banter podcast. I was just thinking about on my drive home from work today about how uninteresting this podcast is.
Interesting.
Like,
that in itself is pretty interesting.
Listen, Mike, I don't want to, I know maybe you don't think it's funny to, joke about this kind of stuff on a podcast about it.
Yeah.
But I will say this. I just feel like good podcasts are about something, right? There's some kind of hook, at least for me. What in my mind, the podcasts I listen to are how did this get made? Or Doug Loves Movies. And it's because it's a very specific thing they're talking about.
Yeah.
How could this ever be someone's favorite podcast?
I think it could be a very limited amount of people's favorite podcast if they like you and me. Yeah. I think if we want any kind of outside audience, or if we want people's friends to be like, you should listen to this podcast because, and talk to other people about us, we need a thing. Or we could just give up. Have you thought about that?
Well, let's have this discussion not on the podcast.
I think that this would be an interesting podcast because by the end of it, either we have one or we don't.
Well, no, I mean, I was thinking about how much I love the commentarium idea.
Yeah.
And when I was listening to the last episode, there was this part where I was like, I'm going to give you the 5-year plan. Remember that?
No.
I was like, oh, Mike, let me give you my 5-year plan.
I don't remember
about
that.
The commentarium.
Oh, okay.
I said that, and I went on and on and on about how much I loved making fun of movies and whatever.
Yeah, I heard all that.
And but I forgot, I didn't get to my point.
Oh.
Which was, my plan is for the commentarium to be a successful thing.
Yeah.
That a successful enough thing that it could become its own podcast that's bi-weekly maybe, because we could watch a movie every other week.
Yeah.
And then would eventually become a cool live show where we would have an audience there and we'd play movies.
Yeah. And
then we would sit there and pretend to be the actual cast and crew in front of everybody.
Right.
And that's my 5-year plan for the commentarium. I really want it to be a live experience.
I think that's great. Can I say 2 things?
Yeah, bit.
Fuck. All right. 2 things.
Yeah.
One of the things I suggested at the beginning was that we do a bi-weekly commentary, and the week before that would be a show trying to figure out what we were going to watch, and then we watch it, and then we figure out what we're going to watch.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
I like that.
Yeah.
But guys, welcome to Dynamic Banter, the podcast where Mike and I talk about really whatever we want. No clear gimmick, no hook, no searchable terms.
Do you I don't know, laughing? Comedy.
Hey,
talking.
Do you have a very specific sense of humor? Then you're probably going to have an okay time listening to this podcast.
Hey, do you want to tell your friends probably going to want to start at the beginning, I guess? Give us a shot.
Hey, do you know what SourceFed is?
No.
You're probably not going to like this.
Yeah.
If you don't know what SourceFed is. Anyway. All right. Well, that's enough self-deprecation.
Good.
We're too good at it.
It's good to put a cap on that kind of thing.
All right. Can I tell you what happened to me on my way back into my apartment today?
Am I not doing this?
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, let's do that. Sorry, we have a sponsor spot.
I'll tell you what I want to talk about. This sponsor spot.
Wait, will you tell me what you want to talk about? What you really, really want to talk about?
despite everything we just said, there are people who think this show is worthy enough for a sponsor, and I think that's a special thing.
That's true. The people, it's people that believe in us.
Yeah.
Which
we don't want to let those people down.
We don't want to let those people down. And it's frankly rude to be so self-deprecating to the people that like allowed us onto their podcast network and so forth.
Are we doing that? Are we being rude?
I mean, it might be a little rude if there's people that like believe in us and want to and like think we could make something good.
I think the people who believe in us would want us to put as much effort into this as possible.
Yeah.
And if that means coming up with some kind of a thing, I think we already have a thing. Now I think we have to do the thing.
Is the thing the commentarium? Or the thing is just how we talk to each other?
Well, we could always just talk to each other. Podcasts are long.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting enough.
Yeah.
Let's do the sponsor spot, huh?
Hey, Steve, do you find your dad hard to shop for?
Yeah.
Great, me too. I was hoping that you'd agree. Can I also tell you that one time, a couple Christmases ago, I bought my dad a couple comedy DVDs.
Okay.
Eddie Murphy, Raw, a couple of them.
Classic.
They're still
You got
in
him
the
a
shrink wrap.
couple of copies of Eddie Murphy Raw?
I got 2-3 copies of Eddie Murphy Raw. They they remain unopened.
Oh, wait, they're really unopened? Wait, how long ago?
Totally unopened. When I bought them, that special was kind of okay to watch, and now it's very offensive.
The Eddie Murphy Raw?
That's how long he's had that wrapped up.
Yeah.
In my childhood home. I'm saying is...
It's not offensive to watch it.
All I'm saying is the times are different, and I can't shop for my dad.
Yeah, okay. All right. Good points.
Right.
Into it.
Took it a roundabout way.
Grade bowed around.
So this is a healthy alternative.
Let's hear it.
I think I would do this for my dad. Our sponsor this week is Harry's Razors. Let me tell you a little something about Harry's. It was started by two guys, all right? And they saw that the razor industry, either if you clean shave your face, which means Steve don't. We're not familiar with it.
No.
Razors are either very expensive, like crazy expensive, like fucking $40, or they are super cheap, and what you get is what you pay for. So these guys, Harry's Razors, they have a factory. They bought a factory in Germany so they can make their own razors like super good and cut out the middleman that bumps the price all the way up. So they make the razors and they sell it directly to people.
Wow, shit.
Pretty cool, right?
Love it.
So I can't use it myself, and I told them I wasn't going to use it myself, but they sent us this like starter kit, and it feels like, you know, you go. Were you ever super clean shaven?
Yeah, I've done it. I've done it.
So you go to CVS and you get like a little like plastic
garbage.
This feels like a special like present, like one of those Frank and Oak jobs.
Oh, okay.
Or one of these like monthly subscription things, which they have.
It's fancy.
It's super fancy.
I could look. Can I?
I mean, you can if you want. Do you want to touch it?
May I?
You can. What I'm holding right now, that's the. There's two that are special right now. That's the Truman set, which is just like a starter thing. It's a razor and there's some gel. Gives you a little bit of everything, right? Yeah. That's about $15.
Oh, really?
And I tell you the price because I'm about to take $5 off of that price with our promo code. We have one of those. Guess what it is?
What is it?
It's BANTER.
Oh, what a great one.
You enter that shit at checkout, then it takes $5 off this $15 thing, and you could try it out. Go ahead and take that out there, and there's a weight to it. It's real nice. There's a rubberized mandle. So it feels like something that would be like $40.
Ooh, this is a Howie mandle.
It's there's a Howie mandle. Wash it off.
Keep it clean constantly.
So that's fucking awesome, and that's $15, and you can get $5 off. Also, they have a special Father's Day shave kit, which is $40, and you get all the bells and whistles in this cool box that comes with it.
It's a nice box.
That's $40, but you go to checkout, and while you're doing that, promo code BANTER will go ahead and take $5 off for you.
That's very admirable of you to do that, Mike.
Well, it's not just me. It's Harry's. Harry's.com. That's HARRYS, and that's a dot, and that's followed by a com.
Cool, man. I dig it.
Yeah, man. You can even have that if you want it, because it comes with like a little travel. You travel.
Oh, really? It comes with a travel?
If you want to take it on your fucking trip.
Where's the travel?
You know, all these things.
These things are travels?
It's the travels. You travel with it.
I do a little manscaping. I do have a full beard.
Yeah.
But I do manscape.
You razor around the edges.
I razor around the edges. You gotta keep it cream unless you've got like a big bushy mince.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then you don't need to.
Zoya's cutting my hair and doing my beard tonight. And I don't know what's going on.
Where are you going with it?
Sometimes I look at SourceFed videos, which, you know, if you just got into this podcast, you don't know what that is. But sometimes I look at SourceFed videos and I'm like, that's a garbage man. And maybe what he's saying is funny sometimes, but he looks like a garbage man.
Yeah?
I look disheveled and I hate it.
Well, I don't think you look like a garbage man.
I don't need you to say that just because we're Fran.
I mean, you jokingly look like a garbage man,
yeah,
but not in a not joke
That's
way.
enough. That's enough to hate it.
All right.
I just don't want to look like I don't care about myself.
Well, listen. Don't care. Don't listen to the audience when they start to
I'm
say
not.
shit like that.
I'm saying I'm looking at me.
Okay.
All right?
Interesting.
I'm looking at me, and I think I could do better.
All right. Well, I'm not going to push you away from your thoughts. But I hope that...
Not going to stop me from looking better.
I won't stop you from looking better.
I'm going to slick my hair back like a hockey announcer.
I think you have a look that is uniquely you.
Yeah.
And I think that you shouldn't have to change for, like, whatever it is that you're changing.
For myself.
That you're potentially... Well, if it's for you, and truly it's for you...
Yeah.
Then, like, that's fine. But not because you're like, oh, like, the audience thinks I look like a cave person. Or
no.
Trash
Well,
boy.
it's definitely not that.
Okay.
Because I would never let an anonymous...
You don't let the audience bully you.
No, I've been on this shit for 10 years.
Yeah.
That isn't a part of what happens.
Guys, Owen Carter's home.
Thank you,
Owen Carter. Welcome home, Owen. Guys, Owen has been hard at work editing the latest Dave and Ross sketch.
I like that.
And Mike, before Mike leaves, can we show it to him?
Oh, it's still exporting.
Oh, well, when will it? It's gonna. But isn't it? It's. Wait, you're gonna post it in the morning?
I gotta go back.
You're gonna go
shit.
back
Tonight?
It's on like a. It's gonna be a.
Do you realize that this is your first time that your voice has been heard on the podcast? And you
we got him.
and you wasted it on that video bullshit?
We got you.
Would you rather me have told you or not told you? I'm sorry, Owen.
I wish you hadn't done that for two reasons, but the most important one is now he's gonna do it again.
Yeah.
Like, I could have gotten more info out of him about this going back to the office thing.
Oh, shit.
Guys, listen, there is a behind-the-scenes aspect of the job we work at that is completely misunderstood and potentially underappreciated.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the post-production boys.
Oh, hell yeah.
Those guys work like fucking maniacs.
Yeah, they do.
Harder working than any other motherfucker in that building.
By far.
Will Haynes likes to say, I'm the hardest working, bliss and blah, blah, blah. Owen Carter, DJ, Brett, Tristan.
Dingle.
There's Luke.
Sandwich.
There's
We call him Sandwich.
because he's so good.
Little Danny's in there.
Luis, Spencer, Luke, the whole team.
The whole shebang.
Amazingly hardworking boys. Now we're just talking about SourceFed. I'm sorry for you guys that don't know what the fuck that is. This YouTube channel we work at.
I promise this podcast will have a broader appeal very soon.
We're just about to hit our stride. But yeah, like this Dave and Ross sketch, the Dave and Ross character Dictures video we did for Nuclear Family was kind of a hit, which I'm very happy about.
Yeah, it was very funny.
Thank you. I put a lot of myself into that, and I put a lot of what I think is funny into that. And whenever I do that, I get very nervous because it's like letting my walls down a little bit.
Sure.
But it's also kind of like a massive gamble because you never know when people are going to be like, oh my God, what the fuck is this? This is weird, not funny. What the fuck is happening? and I get scared that my weird humor would ever do that.
Yeah.
So the fact that people liked it, and it kind of has like a Santa Steve like perception, like sort of, or like a, like people like it as much as they like Santa Steve or something,
because
which
it
makes me
seems
so happy.
like they're all little amplified parts of you.
Yeah.
And that's a very honest thing to do.
Yeah.
And then they always say when you're having fun, it gives the audience permission to have fun.
That's nice.
And that's what it seems like.
See, and that's what it is. Yeah. And like on the last podcast, we were talking about how if you don't put like, if you're not truly happy with what you're doing, then you probably shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
And so we were talking about how putting forth that thing that we love to do more than anything out into the world almost always receives positive feedback, because
and the people who like that's your most that's the best audience.
Yeah.
Because they're the people who identify with that super weird, honest part of you.
And I love that. All I want is like to be surrounded by people like that are just weird and have let go of all the things holding them back and are just, I don't know. I like to surround myself with happy people.
Yeah.
And funny people.
Or
at least people that can laugh. They don't have to be like a fucking comedian or whatever. You could just be someone that enjoys laughter and appreciates laughter and joy and happiness for what it is.
Yeah.
But those are the people I like to surround myself with. But anyway, so this David Ross thing is the next one. We shot another one, and it's called How to Make a Portrait, right? How to Make a Portrait or Making a Portrait? It's like it's either How to Make a Portrait or Making a Portrait with David Ross. And it goes up tomorrow, and we've been kind of talking about it. I posted a little teaser on my Instagram
Well, by the
page.
time this is up, it'll be out.
Oh, yeah, shit. It is up. Well, for the live people, for the people who are watching this live. But for those of you listening to this, that's already up. But I need you to know, those of you listening, and for those watching as well, it's not that easy to just kind of like get that thing out, because it's a massive video. It's like 12 minutes long or something, and it has a lot of post-production effects on it.
And a whole crew shooting it.
A whole crew shot it. I mean, but that's
a lot of editing afterwards.
Yeah. I'm specifically talking about the editing process because it's just... Right, that's where we are right now. But you're right. The production is like it's a huge deal to do these. Like it seems like we're just like dicking around, and for the most part, it is just dicking around. But there's so much that goes into putting that set together and making it look the way it does. And Ricky and his team light it and make it look great, and they do a fantastic job too. But it really is the editors that are like they're late all the time, almost every day, and sometimes like Owen right now has to go back to the office to make sure it uploads, and then so you guys can see it. So like I think it's an underappreciated aspect of the job that I think needs a little bit more appreciation. But I love those boys; they're hard workers, and they're crazy.
I never. Not that I'm in a position to catch an attitude from anybody,
right?
But no one there has ever like poo-pooed anything that I've said or like scoffed at me or
at
whatever.
The office at all, or in the editing room?
Well, kind of at the office at all, but mostly in the editing room. Every time I go in there, somebody wants to laugh about something.
Yeah, and
it's not like that everywhere. And I think everyone's very fortunate that everyone has that kind of attitude.
Yeah, and that's so important too with a team of editors, that they like have a good sense of humor and get along very well too.
I'm sure everybody has bad days, but I haven't seen like a frown out of
Well, there's
anybody.
2 problem boys in there. I'm not going to call by name.
We'll call them problem boys.
Problem boys.
Welcome to the Problem Boy podcast.
You guys remember in Problem Boys 2 when the kids threw up on the carnival ride?
Problem Boys 2.
Problem Boys.
I remember.
Did you watch those movies?
I did. I don't remember. I remember commercials for those movies.
Oh, like the trailers?
Yeah. I used to have a bunch of shit taped off Nickelodeon, and that shit would always be on.
I don't remember the trailers, but I remember
specifics.
Watching them. Yeah. And I remember enjoying them. Mm-hmm. Michael Richards is in the first one.
Oh, boy.
He might even be like the bad guy or something. I can't remember.
What was that movie he was in with Weird Al?
UHF.
Yeah. We should watch that.
That's one of my all-time favorites. That's one of my all-time favorites.
You ever see that movie?
UHF?
Yeah.
It's one of my all-time favorites. I love UHF from a very early age. That kind of absurdist movie stuff is that's my bread and butter.
It's important to have both.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do with a stick of butter? Nothing. What do
No.
you do with bread? It's boring. Put them together, and you got yourself your bread and butter.
Isn't it? There's no worse feeling than opening up the refrigerator and just seeing butter.
I know, it's the worst.
No, I hate it.
Wait, Mike, I have to tell you, I had an encounter today. I forgot what we were talking. It doesn't matter what we were talking about. I had an encounter coming up to my apartment today.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if we've talked about this on Cloverfields or whatever, but there's a town maniac
Oh boy.
that lives in the town that Mike and I live in.
Everybody strap in for a little bit.
There's a town maniac.
Yeah. Yep.
Every town has one. Just so happens, this one lives in the exact apartment building I live in.
Yeah.
Which makes you think, like, where do you live? In the fucking Skid Row or something? Like, but it's actually a very nice complex.
Yeah.
And it baffles me how that woman lives here.
Maybe she's very
baffled.
nice. I don't know, man. I'm trying to give the other side.
Definitely not
So
nice.
it doesn't seem like we're doing a bad thing.
She screams at everybody.
Yeah,
she screams
she
at
does.
traffic.
Yeah. Yeah.
She screams at people. She's an unpleasant person. I'm just going to say it.
Maybe she has a situation going on.
Oh, there's definitely a situation going on.
But she yells a lot.
Yes.
And sometimes I'm sleeping when it happens, and then I'm not sleeping afterwards, I've noticed. And I don't like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I
like when she yells at traffic in the morning.
Yes.
Because too many people fucking beep their shit out here.
Yeah.
And she comes out and she screams at traffic, and I like that. Then
Yeah.
I'm on her side. But
Yeah.
then I see her down the road, and she's like screaming at a woman with a baby carriage. And that's maybe not the best.
I'm frankly terrified of her.
Yeah.
Like, I'm scared.
Yeah.
Like, I've walked into the scary, dark stairwells of this place and have seen her coming up the opposite direction.
Ooh.
And it's terrifying.
Does she in this one? Over here?
Never in this one, thankfully. I don't...
This is Creepy G.
I don't
she can't
want,
be
yeah, I don't want her to know which one I live in.
Sure.
For very specific
So you mix it up and you go up and down all the staircases.
Yeah, and I'll just knock on doors and be like, let me in quick, please.
You just keying
Just
into,
right now, let me in. I'll leave right away. Just right now, let me in.
Has that ever worked, or?
Never. But I've bumped into her in the other stairwell, and she's terrifying. She yelled at Owen and I our first day here.
What did she say?
She yelled at me my first day here.
What did
Just
she have
like
to say?
random garbage. Like, oh, yeah, this is one of those, huh? Oh, here he comes. It's just one of those. Like that kind of shit. Oh, no. Not this time. No.
So just random kind of negative,
angry.
If somebody
seeming.
was like, what are those voices they do in the background of like cartoons and stuff like that? Like the ancillary voices.
Like voiceover? Like a voiceover?
Yeah,
or just
but like of a
yelling?
crowd. If somebody was like told 3 or 4 of us to be an angry crowd in a bar.
Yeah.
That kind of shit.
Yes. I don't like it. And it's not warranted. There's very non sequitur. It's strange.
I could tell you it would make a great action figure. That's a great pull string doll.
Oh, I would love it. Let's update. No, fuck it. Let's update it. Just button.
Yeah, okay.
The pull string is a bad situation. Can I tell you something about the pull string?
You can tell me anything you want.
I'm curious about how much of our audience, the live one and the podcast one,
Yep.
that even remember talking dolls that have a pull string. Well, I guess because of
I could
Woody
ask
from Toy
these guys.
Story.
Well, yeah.
That just killed the whole thing.
Well, I was going to ask you guys a question, and I'm sorry. Maybe there'll be another opportunity soon.
The thing about the pull strings
There's somebody called Leal Smiles that's got to go.
Are you ready really quick to have your mind goddamn blind?
Yes.
The those pull string toys.
Yeah.
Do you know how that works?
No.
Do you know what's going on inside the doll?
I have no idea.
Well, I'll tell you the truth. There's a box in there, and inside that box is a tiny record player.
Nuh-uh.
I swear to God.
That's nuh-uh.
100%. It's a tiny record, and when you pull it, it releases the needle onto this thing.
Are you fucking with me right now?
I swear to God. That's what fucking pull string toys are. They're tiny records.
There's a snake in my boots. That was a record?
It's meant to be.
That was a hit record?
I mean, it's meant to be. In the Toy Story movies, it's like, and even the toys they made after that, I don't think they ever used that process. But
I had pull string dolls.
any pull string doll you had a tiny record in it.
I want to see a video.
We'll look one up.
I want to see a video of that tiny little record spin.
We're going to see it. It's really cool.
I need it. That's a beautiful piece of information.
Isn't that great?
I hope that you're being honest.
I'm 100% honest, man.
I love that.
You know what? BuzzFeed, I just gave you an article.
Did you know?
That's some BuzzFeed shit right there.
Did you know that all old toys are hipsters? Is the name of the... How hipster are your old toys? These toys have a fucking record player in them.
Oh, yeah?
10 of 10.
My record collection consists of wind-up toys, of pull-string toys.
Hey, what's your favorite record?
That's
There's
really
a snake
funny.
in my boots.
That's pretty funny. Every toy with a pull string is a hipster, a little hipster, because it has a record player, a portable record player.
Yeah. They were going to call that movie Little Hipsters.
Their Crowley portable record player.
Yeah. Also, don't buy those.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I learned that lesson, so somebody else shouldn't have to. If you're going by a fucking Urban Outfitters...
They're not good.
Nope.
They're actually... Good. They will, like, ruin your records.
Or, if you just want to have one in the corner of your room, go ahead.
Yeah, but
never use it.
Yeah.
But if you want to have one...
Yeah.
For appearances, good.
It's just, it'll ruin your record, and it's bad quality, and unfortunately, owning records is an expensive hobby.
Yeah, you gotta wash them. I used to have this cool bottle of ammonia-free glass cleaner.
Yeah.
Ammonia-free.
Yeah.
And I used to spray it and wash them all down. But you gotta, it takes a lot of time to listen to a record sometimes. You got to clean the needle.
Yeah.
You clean the record.
You got to replace the needle.
Got to replace the needle. That costs $1,000.
It's really it's that's an exaggeration.
Yes, it is.
But it's expensive.
Yep.
It's not cheap. And if you want a good record player, you're going to have to cough up some coins too.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's but the tiny record player inside the toys.
That's amazing.
Anyway, so the screaming, terrifying woman.
How the fuck I'm sorry, man. We just got way off track.
I know. How did we get to?
I don't know
the records.
See, that's what I think our podcast is.
Let's try it. Okay, I got it.
It's called Dynamic Banter.
I figured it out.
Steve.
I just connected it.
Go ahead.
It's because you were saying that woman would make a great pull string toy doll.
And we're back on track.
Right?
Yeah.
Now we're back.
Great job.
Thank you. So I'll never be able to remember anything else because I remember that. I won't remember a birthday where my dad was really awesome. That memory got traded out.
Hey, what color was your first bike?
Oh no!
Shit.
That one I gave up to remember why we got to records from this.
That's too bad.
The crazy lady. That's not how memories work. FYI.
The guy who needs to make sure he makes the point that he knows.
Listen, we have the responsibility. We have a responsibility with as many followers and such we have to not give out information that could be potentially incorrect.
Bad information.
You can't
say that there was a tiny record player in toys. If that wasn't the case.
I'm telling you that's true.
Is there a tiny MP3 player in Buzz Lightyear?
I just don't want you guys to try to not make new memories. Because you think maybe it'll take place of old ones. That's all I'm saying. I'm concerned. I don't want anybody to attempt to not make new memories. Anyway, so this fucking terrifying woman.
Yeah.
I had an encounter with her today.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I'm terrified of her. She screams at people. She's scary. She even has like a scary appearance.
Yeah.
And it's just a bad situation running
Picture
into her.
like a, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just trying to describe.
Yeah.
Like a pigeon lady.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Pigeon lady.
You've seen them.
I love that there's cat ladies and pigeon ladies.
Well, in Home Alone, there was a
yeah, pigeon lady. I know, but like, where's the like?
just the archetypal.
Why are they ladies? Where's the man?
Where's the pigeon men?
pigeon man?
Cat men. What's a cat man look like?
I know what a cat man looks like.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Lay it on me.
Well, anyone who uses the internet.
Ooh, he's a cat dude.
Yeah, yeah.
You're going through Tinder and you're like,
You know
I don't know
what?
about these guys. He's a cat dude.
There's even bag lady.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's bag lady, cat lady,
Yeah.
pigeon lady.
Yep.
Where's all the dudes that get names like that? Hobo, I guess?
Well,
But
there's
a hobo is not gender specific.
different archetypal dudes. Like there's douchebag, you know?
Most of them.
Like picture a douchebag.
Yeah.
There's like a preppy.
Well, yeah, but there's also like bitch and,
Yeah.
and cunt and all that.
Sure.
I'm
Those are
just-
just names.
Yeah.
Those aren't like types of people.
I'm just saying, like,
You're just calling people bad names.
yeah, I just wanted to say it on the podcast.
You didn't.
But like, I'm saying that there isn't like a male equivalent of like cat lady.
yeah,
There's
I'd
no
love to see
phrase.
cat guy. I'd love to see
Yeah.
pigeon guy.
Or like bag guy,
Yeah, worst superhero ever, by the way.
bag man.
Bad guy.
No, it needs to be bag man because it's bag lady. Bag guy sounds like you're the bad guy. I'm here. I'm bad guy.
No, that's his whole thing. Is he's a good guy and he's
Yeah.
always being confused as like when the cops show up. No,
he
I'm the
shows
bad
up-
guy.
He shows up to like a fucking incident. Like
Yeah.
a crazy incident, and he's like, "Never fear, bad guys here." And they're like, "Oh
shit,
shit,
two bad guys.
the fucking bad guys!" No, I'm here. I'm the bad guy.
And he's already been kicked in the mouth
Yeah,
by this point
and the
by a
police are
henchman.
trying to arrest him.
Yeah, there's a bit of a misunderstanding.
The city is safe once again because of that guy.
I thought we were trying to get rid of all the bad guys. That's the guy in the back of the crowd.
Hey, police
I thought we were
officers.
trying to get rid of all the bad guys. No, good citizen. I'm a bad guy
No,
with a G.
I don't need you to repeat it. I get it. You're the bad guy.
No.
No, I can't do this.
You know how when you go to a store and they give you a satchel to carry out your groceries?
I've got to go.
All I'm saying is I'm bad guy.
Listen, if you get any more clear about what your name actually is, people are going to start changing their opinions about you. Stick with what you got.
I gotta
Stick with what you got.
farewell.
Bag guy.
He gets it the whole time. He's just fucking with them.
He wants the town to turn against him. He's the real bad guy.
Oh, Jeff. They have like an ongoing thing. I hate that.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so the crazy fucking woman.
Yeah.
I ran into her. I went to go get my mail. Oh, and by the way, I saw her this morning when I was leaving for work.
Yeah.
She was doing terrible things in the garbage area.
Oh no. I don't like these stories, man.
I know. I don't know. For all I know, maybe she wasn't. But it sounded noisy and scary. Like a lot of noise in the morning to happen in a garbage area.
Like enough to like call police about it? Do you feel like you're in danger? Am I in danger?
You know
right
what?
now?
I don't know. I don't know if I can't safely say we're not in danger around that woman.
Is she listening right now?
Yes. She's in the ceiling.
She's in the live stream.
She's in the wall. She's watching the live stream. She sent us a lot of gems.
And there's another pigeon from Deborah.
So many magic wands from Deborah. Crazy Lady 42.
Oh boy.
She's 42 because it's 1940 is when she was.
Okay.
So she was making terrifying sounds this morning, and I at first I didn't know what was going on in there, And I was in my car already.
Yeah.
And then I looked over and I saw her emerge from the trash area, and I was terrified. So I needed to leave.
Yeah. That's my biggest fear, that I see her, in the stairwell.
It's really terrifying.
Especially when it's dark. I saw just a regular Joe, little jogging outfit person the other day, and I was scared shitless.
Yeah.
Because he had kind of he was trudging down the stairs.
Yeah.
And I was heading towards the outside, and it frightened me. You have too many blind corners in your shit, man.
In this place?
It's too many.
Where's
There's
the blind
too
corners?
many, like, imminent danger spots.
Where's the blind corners?
All over the place. Outside. Then there's just this little alley where anyone can just, like, jump out at you.
The one where Creepy G?
It's Creepy G. I don't want to make you nervous to live here or anything.
No,
but this place is a death trap. It's like 13 Dead End Drive in this place.
This place is fine. There's nothing else other than the fucking terrifying woman that lives here.
Hopefully.
I have a theory that maybe, like, her son is, like, a well-off person, and he's just, like, paying for her to live here, yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. That would be nice.
But if she's screaming at traffic all the fucking time, and she's a terrifying woman terrorizing people...
I don't hear her all the time. How often do you hear her?
Well, I guess
Go ahead and scratch your beard over.
That was a thought. I don't know. I guess I've only seen her yelling at people, like, maybe a handful of times.
Okay. How long have you lived here?
I don't know.
Months,
yeah. 4 months, maybe.
Yeah.
But my thought is like, if she's really that, like, terrible and there's terrible things happening, why does she not get arrested and stuff?
Because there are many other apartments in closer proximity to her who have to hear her all the time. Right?
Yeah.
Because she's on the other side of the building.
Yes.
So I know for a fact she goes out on her deck and she screams.
Yes.
Sometimes she'll just go out there and she'll walk out real fast.
Yeah.
And she'll put her hands on her hips and she'll point.
It's weird, man. I'm real scared of her.
Okay.
I'm not afraid to tell you I'm scared of her. One day I was walking Riggs outside.
Yeah.
And she was on her balcony, and I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
And I was right there in this little patch of grass in front of her balcony. She's like on the first floor, maybe, or second floor.
Second floor.
And I hear, little man with a sweater.
Were you wearing a sweater
No,
at the time?
I wasn't.
Oh, then it's not you. You got nothing to worry about.
And I was like, oh, shit, what the fuck? And I look up, and it's her. And she looks down at me, and she's like, no, little man with a sweater. Like, she said it again. And I was like, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh, she's talking about the dog.
No.
Little man with the sweater.
Did the dog have a sweater on?
Dogs wear coats. Dogs have coats. They're like furry.
But he didn't have like a dog sweater on.
No, but I think she was like, that's a furry guy with a sweater. Like a dog wearing a dog in its coat.
Is being walked by a giant man.
That man with a sweater a little man with a sweater.
Is being walked on a leash by another man.
Yes.
Huh.
But, Riggs is a girl, so she's a little girl.
Well, how can you see that from
You can't, but...
two-story.
I really didn't enjoy that interaction whatsoever.
It doesn't sound like you guys have really had your friendship formative moment yet. It seems like you've had a handful of bad times.
Well, I have something to report then in regards to that statement.
I'm still listening. I've been listening the whole time.
I ran into her as I was getting my mail. She was in the mail area, and as I was walking in to get my mail, she was walking out. And she was holding this, like, trash bag full of stuff. And I was like, hi. Oh, I was, like, really nice. I was like, oh, hi.
You're a pleasant boy.
Not a word.
Mm-hmm.
She looked me in the eyes, not a word, walked right past me. I was like, oh, whatever, man. There's no getting through to this woman. Whatever, it's fine. And so I get my mail out, and then I, like, start going through the mail, and I get the trash in one hand, the trash mail. And then I go to, like, throw it into the trash container, but then I realized, well, there's no bag in there, so I'm not going to throw it in there without a bag. And then she comes back in, and she's like, don't throw it in there. she's like, I'm putting the bag back right now. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh, that's nice of you. And she's like, she's like putting the bag on this trash thing. And the trash has this like metal sheath.
Yeah.
That like fits perfectly over the like, it's just this nice aluminum
little bucket,
polished
bucket situation.
Sheath bucket thing.
Yeah.
And so she was like, she put the trash bag in there, and then she put the sheath down, and then she pushed the trash bag against the trash can against the wall, and she's like, there you go. I was like, oh, thank you. I was like, that's very nice of you. And then she like is kind of standing there, and I'm like, I throw away some of the stuff, and then I'm like, all right, well, I'll see you around. And then she's like, the damn thing is loose. I was like, what? And she's like, thing, I don't know why it's loose. It's so easy to just lift off. It's loose. I don't understand. And I was like, oh, she's talking about the trash.
Yeah.
The sheath. And I was like, oh, is it normally like harder to get off? And she's like, yeah, there's these screws and I guess it's just loose, you know? It's too loose. Someone like loosened the screws or something. And I was like, oh, like maybe the screws aren't there. And she's like, don't take what I said and turn it into something different. That's not what I said. And I was like, oh no, I'm going to die right now. This is the end of my life.
Yeah, you accidentally started some shit.
Like, I was like fucking tiptoeing nice.
Yeah.
There were eggshells everywhere.
Watch
and I
out.
was walking on them.
Yep. John McClane of eggshells.
I was John McClaning this woman.
Yeah.
And I fucking triggered the tripwire.
Oops.
I fucking stepped on a landmine and it was over. She fucking flipped her shit.
Oh, no.
She was just like, I mean, look, she didn't flip her shit, like start flailing around and screaming, but she was
Yeah.
definitely upset
Yeah.
and was like angry at me.
Well, to be fair, you shouldn't have taken what she said and flipped it around.
I just was trying to make conversation, man.
Yeah.
Any normal person would have been like, I think the
I
screws
know
are there.
you have a thing where when you talk to someone, like even a new person, you will engage in conversation with them.
Yeah.
Even if, and I've seen a couple where it hasn't gone down the smoothest path.
Sure.
But that's what you do.
That's what you
and
do.
that's the risk you run.
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
But it's so rewarding to be in an engaging conversation.
Yes.
I think it's what makes you an engaging person.
Well, thank you, man.
But sometimes it's maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You can't win them all. I
Yeah,
guess.
no, you can't. And I didn't win this one at all. I fucked
Are
up.
you an enemy now, do you think?
No, I don't think she
that
knows.
bad?
She probably just sees like blurs. She probably doesn't see faces or people.
Maybe
You know what
she
I mean?
thinks you're.
I don't know. I
mean,
I
she
didn't
thinks
think
the dog is a man.
I didn't think I overstepped my boundaries.
No, it doesn't sound like
But
you.
she was just like really upset about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that." And
Yeah.
she was like, "Well, I thought I don't know. I mean, whatever. Damn it. Oh, damn it. Whatever."
Oh,
and I was
man.
like, "Oh shit." And so I was just
Maybe in that moment she was like, "Oh fuck, I almost had a friend, like someone to talk to."
but she was like, "But he blew it
Yeah.
by fucking saying something else."
I would never be friends with him. He said something else.
I was like way down here by
Yeah.
the time I could still hear her in the elevator
Oh, and
area
you set it off.
going like, "Well, just don't, well, that, oh, well, and like just that kind of shit."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh man, I'm
that
sorry."
was your fault.
And so I went up the stairwell to get to my apartment
Yeah.
on the other side, and then I realized
She's knocking on your door.
dude, I was fucking terrified. I was like, "Oh shit, she's gonna see what fucking apartment I go into."
Yeah.
And I looked down the very end of the hall where the elevator is, and it like is closing. And I was like, "Oh shit, was she got out of that fucking elevator?"
On the second floor?
Yeah. And I was like, "Oh shit." And so I was like quickly getting into my apartment, and then I gave it like one last peek out over near the elevator area, and I saw her open up that trash chute door and go like, I don't know what's going on. I was like, "Oh fuck, okay, she's distracted." So I came into my apartment and I was terrified.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a story.
I tried, man. I tried.
Everything's gonna be
But it's
fine.
already like the fucking 4th time I've tried to like communicate with this woman. And either she fully ignores me or screams at me like a crazy person.
Well, I mean,
I don't know.
What's best case scenario? You don't die.
Best case scenario is I don't die and I still have funny shit to say on the podcast about
That's the best. I got very upset with an older woman this morning at Whole Foods.
Right.
Whole Foods, after 7, before 9, is the worst place.
Is it?
Yeah. It's
I got something to say about Whole Foods too.
it's
Remind
filled
me.
with assholes.
Really? Oh, I see.
lot.
Yeah. People that are like the same like airport people that are in their own bubble and shit. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And who was saying? Was it you who was saying there's no reason to be an asshole in an airport?
No, someone said it
Somebody's
after.
making a good point.
Yeah, after we did that podcast, the first one where we talked about how the airport is like the center of hell.
Sometimes.
Someone either tweeted at us, the Dynamic Banter Twitter account, at Dynamic Banter, and said something like, but airports are the place where like families are reunited.
Yeah.
And like, don't forget that. And families come home and stuff like that.
Yeah, John Mayer has a cute song about an airport.
Listen, this is what I'll say about that. Not that John Mayer thing, but the other thing.
Yeah.
Yes, there's fucking good things in everything.
Yeah.
You can find a positive side to a lot of things. The problem with the airport is that there's unfortunately more of the other people.
Right.
And not enough of the people that are like happy to be home and don't care about how quickly they get to the fucking baggage claim and like whatever, you know?
From 7:55 to 9:15, there are a lot of assholes in Whole Foods.
Yeah.
I'll make that blanket statement. Hopefully it's not that way across in where I am. There's a lot of assholes.
Did you go through other times at
I've been
Whole
through
Foods?
all other times.
And it's not as bad. It
It's
never
not
gets
as
bad. Even
sometimes,
lunch is
yo,
bad.
sometimes around lunch and around dinner, it gets rowdy in there. Like
Yeah.
there are too many people, and where the checkout thing isn't far away enough from like the aisles for it not to cause a big cluster.
Yeah.
But people are fine, you know?
Yeah.
It's a different breed of people in there.
It is.
People who haven't gotten their coffee yet, who need coffee hard. So, have you been to
But
the
also
coffee?
attractive people.
Not necessarily. So,
A lot of times there's attractive
a
people.
lot of times, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Not all the time.
Yeah, not all
It's
the
not everybody.
No, it's not everybody. But
It's
but
a
I
high
feel
percentage
like,
of people.
I think Whole Foods and Trader Joe's attract attractive people.
Sure. People love... I was going to try to make some joke about the name, but then I didn't want to.
Okay.
So, have you been to the self-filling coffee station?
I mean, no, because I don't drink coffee, but I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so there's 4 coffee jugs on a counter. Each of them has like a little divot, which is circular, and they put the jug on top of the circle. It's like a puzzle.
And it heats it up or something?
No, it's just where it goes.
Oh, okay.
So when those are done, and those get empty pretty fast,
Get her
especially
done.
in the morning. Get her done. Those empty out pretty fast in the morning. What happens is, like, if I'm the last person, if it sputters when I'm doing my thing, I pick it up and I put it on the counter, and then they fill it up real quick. It takes like 5 minutes. Sometimes they're busy, and it takes 7 minutes.
Okay.
And I filled up one of my coffees, and it sputtered out, and so I was like, I'll be the guy who brings this up. Brought it up. There's an old woman who I've seen yell at the staff many, many times.
Not my old lady? Not my
No,
crazy lady?
different old lady. I think there's just there's a type of person that whatever's going on in their life or whatever they do professionally, they need to have some kind of opportunity to yell at somebody or be authoritative towards somebody.
Right.
So she's there, and I've seen her yell at these people for like, give me hot water, why aren't these here, why aren't that here? She just always fucking needs to say some shit.
Okay.
And so today, I go bring up the jug of light coffee. Soon after that, the jug of dark coffee gets emptied out too. It takes a little longer because there's like 100 people there.
Right.
I'm exaggerating.
Sure.
It's very busy. Young girl, maybe like fucking, I don't know, 18, 19, smaller girl comes out like struggling with this jug of coffee.
Oh,
She
shit.
puts it down where it's supposed to go, and the old lady goes, "You're out of the dark too." Meanwhile, somebody had brought up the jug, and there's just an empty circle divot where the jug should be, and it's like, fucking no shit. She works here. There are 4 jugs that go in 4 places. One of them is missing. She just replaced another one. She knows.
Yeah.
And why the fuck do you, like, and you could just tell in the young girl's face
Hang
that
on,
there
wait, can
was...
we hold for ambulance? Oh god, they're stopping here. No, they're not. That was just a screaming person.
And you could just tell in the young girl's face that she's been dealing with this for a long time.
Oh my god. They shooting Police Academy out there? Is the scene from Blues Brothers being recreated out there?
And she has to answer some different shit every day.
Yeah.
And she just gave her this response like, okay, ma'am, thank you. And she has to. And that sucks.
Yeah.
That's it. I just want everyone to be nice and to have enough common sense to know that other people also see what's going on. You just get to a certain age and you're just rude to everyone and you're just waiting to go, I think.
It's
and I never want to
judgmental.
get there.
It's just people being judgmental.
Yeah.
And going like,
And
I think this person's dumb, so they don't see what I see.
Yeah. And like, not for nothing, make your own coffee if that's your if you're gonna get that upset.
Yeah.
One trip to Target to get a coffee maker and you never have to interact with that person ever again.
I mean, yeah, that's not the best solution.
No, yeah, it is. If you're going to yell at a person, bringing out a... I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah,
I'm getting
I get
very
it.
upset.
I get it. Can I say something about Whole Foods? This is going to be a nice thing.
Go ahead. I love Whole Foods, by
So
the
do
way.
I, yeah. No, I know you do. It's just there's people that ruin things. There's a lot of great things that people ruin.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I we frequent Whole Foods.
Sure.
We go there and we get a little whoosh, or we'll get a little beverage or something and go for a walk. It's close. And I go in there, and whenever I buy something, there's always someone in front of me who brought their bag from home.
Yeah.
And the girl's always like, "Thank you for bringing your bag."
Yeah, they always say it.
They always say it, and it makes me feel like that's the most effective way to get me personally to start bringing a bag.
Because you want to be thanked for something.
Because and it just seems so nice,
Yeah.
and it just makes sense. But it already made sense, and it was already a nice thing that like you should
that
do
drives
anyway.
it home.
It just really drove it home for me, and then I realized maybe it's also because it's like cute girls saying it.
No, because that's not the only people who say it, and that's a little sexist. But
Well,
I will
so
say
I haven't.
that after it's super smart because it's the last thing they say to that person, and that's a positive thing, and they send them out the door with like a thanks for doing this.
Yes.
Even if half the people, and they don't say anything back and don't like even look back at the person who's talking. Another human being is talking and giving them a compliment. They don't even fucking look.
No. They don't need to make eye contact. It doesn't matter.
Thanks for bringing your bag. Ugh, I'm charging my car.
I'm trying to figure out in my head, is it do I want to start bringing my bag because it was like it's cute girls that ask that or say thank you?
Yep.
And notice that they thank you for bringing your bag, or is it because it's nice to be greeted, to have that be the last thing they say to you, and it's very nice? I think it's the latter.
Both.
I think maybe it's both.
Yeah.
But I was also thinking that like an attractive person could make you do anything, probably.
Also, it's like if you're bringing your bag, it's a conscious decision that you're making. I'm going to buy a bag at some point, and then I'm only going to walk to the store or go to the store with this bag. So you have to remember it when you're leaving your house. So that's somebody like thanking you and giving you validation for making the effort to do something a little bit nice.
Right, which is also in turn helping the environment.
That's a Roger.
Maybe just leave it by the door.
On the next episode of Tips for Remembering Your Reusable Bag for Whole Foods.
Put it in your trunk of your car. You'll never forget that bag.
Good tip.
Yeah, there's a product they sell where you can keep a reusable bag on your keychain. You can get it on Amazon and you put it on your keys.
That's also a good place.
I like to carry around a backpack. You can keep snacks in there, a notebook, a laptop, whatever you need in there, but also you can keep a bag.
3 places you can keep your bag to remember it when you go to Whole Foods. Thank you so much.
You ever hear people say bag?
Bag? Where's that from? Is that a Midwest?
I don't really know, but I hear it sometimes.
A whole bag of apples.
But
like
no, like the same way someone would be like,
duffel bag.
No. The same It's like the same way someone will say, oh, I've got plans on Friday. What about Sunday?
You faded into like a Southern thing.
Yeah,
I think what you're thinking is like Chicago, Midwest.
But like not always thick accented people say Sunday or Monday.
Yeah, you're right. I think Sunday, Monday is a Southern thing.
Is it?
I think so.
Okay.
You know what I've also...
But where's bag?
I don't know.
Or crayon.
It's at this table right now. Crayon?
Crayon. Or what's the other one? Fuck, there's one more that always drives me nuts. Caramel. Caramel. When people say caramel. I don't like it. You can't say that. You're not. We're destroying the language we speak.
Caramel?
By leaving out letters from things.
Yeah. You know what I
You've heard
really
people
like?
say caramel, right?
Yeah. I feel like in Connecticut we had both. A lot of both.
Like
I don't know what is specific to that region because I've heard both growing
Yeah,
up.
same. We live in big melting pot areas.
We do, and thank goodness for it.
Yeah.
It takes all kinds. So, what I was going to say is, oh, fucking shit. I had it, and it went away.
Something about bag?
No, it's something how people say things. Oh, in the Southern accent.
Yeah.
What I've noticed recently from listening to Stone Cold Steve Austin's podcast is he doesn't pronounce the TH in that. And I've been doing that a lot.
How does that sound?
Fucking, and it goes down there and it's kind of like that. It used to be like this. And it winds up being like that. Exactly like that. And I fucking love that.
Oh, no.
A lot.
Oh, no.
It's my favorite.
It's really funny.
I mean, I remember when I was down there, it wasn't anything like that.
I love it.
Yeah. I've been doing a lot with voices recently.
I'm not going to partake in that.
I'm not going to partake in something like that. Like that. It is. Also, dude.
Hey. You going to fish that?
You going to fish that?
You going to fish that?
You going to fish that or what?
You going to fish that?
You're going to fish that or what?
Oh, no. We're destroying the English language.
That's okay.
One word at a time.
Dude, people say things you're from different areas as long as people understand what you're saying.
I guess you're
Caramel,
right.
Caramel, tomatoes,
yeah,
like
but
that.
with caramel and caramel, you're leaving out a very important letter.
Sure, but maybe you don't have enough time in your day to sit. Maybe you're fucking...
Oh, that's just laziness.
Have a important job, doctor.
But it's just laziness.
I really love... I just figured out what a Cockney accent is.
Oh, you didn't know about that?
I've known what it was, but I didn't know... I didn't match the name with what it was. I didn't know what it was called.
That's a yeah.
I just knew that from a very young age, maybe from being a Beatles fan or whatever it was, I loved British people who pronounced a lot of F's in everything they said.
Oh yeah, like bruv. Or no, I like bruv too. But
Bruv?
with the V, when you add like a V on the end.
What's that?
But you're talking about when they add like a, because there's a UK accent where
like instead of anything, they'll say, oh, anything.
Anything. Yeah, I like that.
I don't know fucking anything. And it's that
yeah,
like...
it's nice.
Whatever that chimney sweep type situation is,
Yeah.
I don't know, but fucking, do you know? Because I fucking don't. I don't know fucking anything. And I feel like all I'm saying is like negative. I just imagine this character like doesn't know anything about the current situation that he's in.
Right.
Where's the fucking train? I don't know where fucking. It's like a drunk Michael Caine kind of.
Yeah, it is like
I don't know fucking anything. Like that. I've been doing that a lot.
I like it.
All right.
I'm into it.
You like that?
I also like bruv.
What is bruv?
Like when someone's trying to say brother, like, all right, bruv.
All right, bruv. I've never heard that.
That's another
I'll tell you what my fucking favorite thing in the UK is.
I'll take it.
Anyone watching from the UK, anyone listening, when you say "in it," that's my favorite shit.
And it's good too. Yeah.
I don't know how to use it properly. I know that I smile every time somebody says it.
Yeah, it's
because
nice.
it comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Nice day, isn't it? That's nice day, isn't it? I get that.
Yeah.
But then it'll be like, I look like a fucking polar bear, isn't it? I look like a polar bear, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's crazy talk.
Yeah, I love it.
Love it.
And I also love when they say, right, well, let's get to work then. I like right.
Right.
Right, well, you're going to want to go that way and then go that way.
Right. I thought I did, but I fucking don't know anything.
Yeah. Right, well, let's dig into this meal then.
Right. Right.
You going to go off to work? Right.
That's almost Australian.
Right.
Is that Australian?
Maybe. It's Tommy Tricker in the stamp trailer. Fuck me.
You know what's funny is that if you were just had an American accent, and you said right like that, you would sound like a dick.
Yeah. Have you ever done the rise up lights thing?
No, I don't know what that is.
Okay, so like if you say rise up lights,
rise up lights,
it sounds like you're saying razor blades with an Australian accent.
Rise up lights.
Well, I got a pack of rise up lights. Rise up lights.
Do you know that if you say NAR and you hold out the R, you sound like you're saying no, like a pirate?
NAR.
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 Right.
That maybe doesn't work as well.
You ever done lobster? Said lobster a bunch? Say lobster a bunch in a row.
Lobster, 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 lobster. A bunch.
You can do it. There's a thing where you say it enough that you end up saying stirlob.
Oh, I don't like that.
It turns into stirlob.
I don't like when your brain feels like
I know.
that.
It's a weird feeling.
Yeah. If you're listening to this podcast, don't do that. Ever.
We're coming to the end of the podcast, but before we go, I want to get into some History Road topics here. We got some new emails that I'd like to read that people have sent to us using the dynamic banter at gmail.com address if you guys want to send your own History Road stories.
Fucking History fucking Road.
History Road is essentially anything that's happened to you in your life you want to talk about.
Ever. Anything like this, anything like that, you go ahead and write us a fucking email about it.
So here's something Alec Jara sent us. It says, in commemoration of episode 2's wonderful story and suggestion by Mr. Torres, I would like to tell a story, a true story, about my life. Owen, you want to get on them keys?
That's the look that says,
I'm going to keep playing Tetris.
Kind of, but I'm in the middle of this game right now.
No, he just started one. There was no middle. I saw it.
How about kind of, but I'm really having a good time playing it. It's very satisfying.
It really is. It should be satisfying because it's going to be the last time he'll ever get to play. I'm going to put a password on the PS4.
Not going to tell him the password.
One day, after a hard day at school, I wanted some delicious, heavenly Papa John's pizza. I arrived there with a big smile on my face, and at the counter was the Papa John. I was starstruck and speechless. My childhood hero, the man who was on the posters in my room, was so close. The anticipation of standing in line was killing me. Even though inside I was freaking out, I had to keep it cool with Papa. I could not look him in the eye, so I kept my head and nonchalantly ordered my usual medium pepperoni and sausage with a 6 bland, cheese, and Italian seasoning pizza, and a large Pepsi Max. After 13 to 27 seconds of waiting with my head down, I looked up to see Papa, and he was staring at me in awe. I was confused and scared. Did I have something on my face? Did I somehow offend Papa? I was so scared that I ran away. But right before I could get out the door, Papa said, "Wait! Come back." So I did what Papa said and came back to the counter. He murmured, "You're the chosen one." I said, "Pardon, Papa?"
Huh?
He said, "Please, sit down. I'll get you your pizza and Pepsi." I pull out my wallet and Papa said, "It's on the house." I exclaimed, "Thanks, Papa." After sitting down for a few minutes, Papa comes out with the delicious pizza and Pepsi perfection. I said, "Thanks, Papa." He said, "Anything for you, boss." And once I start digging into the food, Papa says, "I believe we need to talk." And for the next 5 hours, Papa and I talked about everything in life: philosophy, animals, government, veganism, etc. And once I realized what time it was, I said, "Oh, Papa, I gotta go." He replied, "If you say so, boss." Papa escorted me to my car and we shared the best handshake of my life. And before I got into my car, Papa said, "Hey, boss." I turned to him and said, "Yeah, Papa?" Papa replied, "At least 20. Papa then ascended into the sky in a beam of light, like in the film This Is the End, when people ascend into heaven.
Whoa.
I was so confused and flustered. What just happened? Where did Papa go? What do I do now? What does at least 20 mean? I get in my car and cry. Papa's dead. I drove home with tears in my eyes. When I arrived home, my parents were concerned and tried to comfort me, but I could not be comforted. Papa died. I then went into my room and cried myself to sleep. While I was asleep, I had a dream. It was Papa. He was he was on a horse in a field of green. He said, "I know you're worried, boss. Don't fret. I'm free now. I can finally take my final form. Bye, boss." And before I could say anything to Papa, I awoke, still dazed and confused. I then did what I usually do when I have a question. I Googled it. I then went deep into the web. Like, real deep. After days of non-stop exploration of the web, I found a certain conspiracy that involved an ancient alien. During ancient Egyptian times, this alien picked at least 20 prophets throughout the centuries to take the mantle of Papa Bless. Papa John was the generation's Papa Bless. The website said that the origins of this theory was in Nepal. So like every hero's journey, I took a pilgrimage to Nepal. My parents were very disapproving of this journey, but it was necessary. The plane rides took up all my savings, and it took 15 hours to fly there. When I landed, I got Mickey D's hamburger. And I was off to the infamous Sherpa temple, where the alien was last spotted. After the long journey up a huge mountain, I finally made it to the temple. I knocked on the big stone door, and it flew open. All the monks seemed like they were waiting for me. As I walk along the pews of the temple where the monks were sitting, the old head priest, who was dressed to the nine in special garment, said, "Welcome, chosen one. We have been awaiting your presence. Please come with me to your chambers. I know you have many questions at this point. I have nothing to lose. It was either follow a complete stranger to possible danger or start from square one." I followed the monk into a long, dark hallway filled with nothing but mold and various doors. At the end of the hallway, we arrived to a large golden door. And the monk pulls out a key that was on a necklace around his neck. He unlocks the door and it opens to a huge room. Squeaky. With a king-sized bed and various golden gifts.
Comfy, it's nice.
I was in awe of all this, and the monk said, "I know this is overwhelming, but we need to talk. Let's sit over here." He points to an area where there's a couch and a table. We sit on the couch and begins to tell me everything about what happened to Papa. Everything was true. Papa John was Papa Bless. And the alien had chosen him. And now the alien has chosen me.
Now you.
After the initial shock, I said, "What do I have to do to become Papa Bless?"
Away, Papa Bless.
The monk replied, "You have to study hard in the Papa Bless library for 1 year, and there we will continue." Since I know how Papa John blessed my life, I felt it was important for me to take on the mantle. And that's what my life has been so far up to this point. It's been 5 months, and I've been studying hard at the temple, and I can't wait to take the mantle of Papa Bless. Keep up the hard work with the podcast, and I'll keep you guys updated. There it is, man.
See you next week.
We'll see you guys next week. Thank you for joining us.
That was a HeadGum podcast.